details. And trust me, there's some good details in here. We're going to dive into some of the technical details that most people missed, and we're going to drive out and expose these. I've watched the event, I've scoured details from technical releases, and here's my take on it. Let's dive into this today. All right, welcome to Starter Pack. I'm Spencer Thomason here at Starter Pack. We'd love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions. I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. All right, now as we dive into this today, I am definitely a Tesla fanboy. I'm just going to say it. I've driven a Model 3 Performance for the last 4+ years. I think it's been about 4.5 years. Just this last weekend, had an opportunity to rent a Cybertruck. Definitely a Tesla fanboy. And I get some of the criticisms from some on Tesla, but at the end of the day, I think what Elon Musk has done with Tesla is remarkable. So I'm just going to kind of preface this that I may have a little bit of admitted rose-colored glasses, but I'm still the one to be able to be fair and to be able to dive into some of the criticisms. So, because today we're going to uncover some of the hidden gems that came from Tesla's latest teleoperated robots and the future of robotaxis. While most of the headlines are talking about AI advancements, there's some things that no one caught. And Tesla's teleoperated robots are already here, quietly proving the human-controlled robotics might be the bridge to full autonomy. But what if I told you that Tesla's newest robotaxis don't even need to be fully autonomous to be game changers right now? There's a lot more going on underneath the surface, so let's dive in. So first of all, the new Tesla robotaxi was designed without a steering wheel or without pedals. And this is going to be pretty amazing as we look at things on the as we, dive into the into this. And so I'm going to pull up some pictures here to kind of show you some of the actual pictures that we saw. So let's go through some of these pictures here. So in case you're hiding under a rock and haven't seen some of these, let me switch my camera over here. So if you haven't seen some of these, these pictures are pretty amazing, right? And so when they first pulled up, it looks like something that's akin to a Cybertruck, and definitely, have the doors that raise upwards, right? So kind of a little similar to the Model X, but slightly different as those doors wave up. You can see it definitely looks, very similar to the Cybertruck. And this is the one that I think is the official public release photo that they're really going with here. Now, this is obviously a pretty slick looking car, and I think if nothing else, Elon is trying to definitely get us to think future, right? I think without a doubt, he's trying to get us to think future on these. The inside of this, you'll notice that there's something obvious, very super obvious missing from this, and that's that there's no steering wheel. It's only a 2-seater with no steering wheel. So this is, some of the initial takes that we originally have for the Cybertaxi, or the Robotaxi as they call it. Now, this is definitely what got all the attention, right? It was designed without a steering wheel or pedals. But here's the part that most people miss. It's built in such a way that Tesla could easily add these back in, effectively transforming this futuristic car into a compact consumer vehicle. That's right. This sleek, driverless vehicle could become the world's most affordable, best-looking compact car. The design elements, from its teardrop shape to the minimalistic dashboard, scream production efficiency. Tesla's not just thinking about AI, they're engaging with a cost saving too. Remember that Tesla's the one who really has focused on cost savings. That's the reason why the Model 3 and Model Y share so many parts, the reason the X and the S share so many parts, and then even the designs between a lot of them. And they spent so many years building out the stamp that would do the Cybertruck, and I believe this has got to be for more efficiencies than just for the Cybertruck. And I think that part of this is that because they were learning for this cheaper vehicle too. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that at the exact same time, the price of the Cybertruck dropped, right? So they announced the 80,000 version of the Cybertruck within a week of this event. I don't think those are coincidences here. So I think we're going to see a production version of this in the economy car. Now, then, of course, Elon said, and there's more, right? He did a Steve Jobs style, and there's more. Then there's the van. Oh man, people are seriously sleeping on this one. While it looks like something from a sci-fi flick, its real magic lines is in the versatility. And let's take a look at this one here for you as well. Because again, if you've been living under a rock, and sorry, here, let's get the right screen going here. Been living under a rock, and you can see the Cyber van here, right? and I think they called it a Cybervan. I can't remember exactly what Elon called it. Um, but if you've been missing, this is the one that he announced then at the end of and this Cybercab, that's what it was called. There was a Cybercab here that he announced and unveiled, and the Cybercab has, let's see here. The Cybercab is one that is going to be able to hold a lot of different people. It's designed so if you want to take a group, the big part about it that everybody missed is that it's built in such a way that they could easily take a lot of people. Tesla didn't just build a cargo van. They built a foundation that could serve up as an RV, mobile office, minibus, or even a party bus. The fact is that it could be retrofit for all these use cases, mean that Tesla is easily, essentially selling a platform, not just a product. So picture fleets of these things servicing cities, running deliveries, or being customized for any needs. This is the future of modular transport. So it was low to the ground. It was easy to get in and out of, and easily carried, I think, 20 people, if I remember right. Now let's talk about why this teleportation stuff matters, right? Because full AI is great, but it's still a ways off in terms of scale. Meanwhile, teleoperator robots give Tesla an immediate utility and real-world application for their bots, making them useful today. The genius of this scalability, teleoperations allows one person to control multiple robots, and that's already being tested at Tesla. This is where things get really interesting, because while the world waits for AI, Tesla's out here quietly proving teleoperations work. Now, just like Tesla's doing at their company, if you or a company have systems that aren't connected, reach out to us here at Starter Pack, because our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out starterpack.com/Spencer, because we can help you out. Now, there's also some hidden manufacturing secrets. There's something Tesla's always been sneaky about. Their Robotaxi's design isn't just sleek, it's hiding some of the most innovative manufacturing techniques we've ever seen. For instance, they've optimized their casting process to reduce production costs drastically. By reducing unnecessary complexities in the body panels and minimizing the number of parts, Tesla is setting itself up for mass production at a fraction of the cost. This is next level engineering efficiency that will allow them to scale fast, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the bigger picture here. Again, the Cybertruck was used to stamp and that body as a single piece, right? It looks to be as if the Robotaxi is the same thing. It built being using the same methods, and if that's the case, they will be able to stamp these out quickly. Elon Musk has always been one to put the R&D up front so that later down the road he can take the efficiencies out. And we've seen this over and over again. He's produced every single one of his cars in such a way that he puts that R&D cost up front so then he can get profitability out the back. So a lot of people look at Elon Musk and remember that his goal is to be able to try to get humans to Mars. And if he's going to do that, he then breaks these down into these smaller pieces. So even things like the Model 3 and Model Y are all part of this. Now, cost efficiency meets scalability. Tesla is notorious for over-engineering their cars to get maximum performance, but in this case, they're going the opposite route. They've under-engineered on purpose. By that, I mean that they've stripped down unnecessary features and focused on what really matters: cost efficiency and scalability. This is key for the Robotaxi fleet to scale globally. Their production methods are about to shake up the auto industry because they figured out how to do more with less. If this doesn't scream future-proof, I don't know what does. If you're asking what I'm talking about, look at their car, the Robotaxi, versus the Waymo car. Waymo cars cost about 5 to 10 times the cost of one of these Robotaxis. Because why? Because Elon's built all this AI driving system off of 8 cheap cameras, right? And so by doing this, he's now using the same technology in every single car that's on the road, and he gets millions and tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of man hours every single day of data that he's getting there. Now, Tesla's strategy with regulators. We all know that full autonomy requires regulatory approval, and that's where things are going to get sticky, but Tesla's smart. They've designed their vehicles to be future ready, meaning the car can operate with or without full autonomy approval. By creating a product that can function either way, Tesla is hedging their bets and minimizing risk. If regulators aren't ready for full driverless cars, no problem. Steering wheels and pedals can be added to hit the roads legally. It's a classic Tesla move. Position yourself to win no matter what the future holds. Now also remember, the Cybertruck has steer-by-wire, which means that you don't have to have the whole column and shaft all the way down to the wheels. So it's very simple to add on. Tesla already has this technology in the Cybertruck. I'm sure they could very simply and quickly add this back on if they needed to. And remember also, they now have just the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 are some of the most popular selling cars in history. And they're all over the place. You're seeing them everywhere now. And what can they do? They could turn these into autonomous cars as soon as they get regulatory approval. And I think they're doing it slowly and slowly. FSD recently removed the jiggle. You didn't have to move the steering wheel. And I think this is just one step closer to prove to them that they can make it autonomous. When I rented the Cybertruck last week, the FSD is now rolled out to the Cybertruck. They did this very quickly compared to other companies that would take years to be able to do this. Now, the data collection genius, and this is something almost no one is talking about anymore. I heard a lot about this in 2018 through 2020, but Tesla's robotaxi and teleoperated robots are essentially massive data collection machines. Every mile driven, every task performed is recorded and sent back to Tesla's AI teams for improvement. And remember that Musk just built the largest AI training supercomputer in history. This is what makes Tesla different. They don't wait to perfect a technology. They aren't Amazon who rolled out Alexa and then sat on it for 10 years. They put it out there and then they learn from it in real time. The teleoperated robots are no different. They're gathering essential data that'll make them fully autonomous faster than anyone else in the game. And remember, if your company's systems aren't connected and you're not running like that, reach out, because we specialize in connected systems and helping you learn from your own data so that all your systems can play nice together, and we can help you make them as smooth as butter. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer because we can help. Now, the robotaxi Tesla just revealed is not just a robotaxi. It's a stealth compact car reveal. That's my guess here, folks, is the design is so clean and scalable. Already people are screaming, hey, we want to buy this car. I think Musk would be silly to not do that, and I think he knows that. So I think you slap on a steer-by-wire steering wheel, throw on a pedal, and boom, I think you have now the world's best-selling compact car. This will smash the Corolla or any of those other competitors of compact, cheap cars. And that's the thing, is Tesla can then build these out, and I think you will see Tesla take over half the cars on the road. It's a 2-in-1, and I think most people are missing that. I think the strategy that Tesla's always done in the way it builds cars, it's not just a taxi, but a consumer vehicle at the same time. So mark my words, when we see the rollout of it in 2020, he said 25 or 26, when we see the cheaper car coming, I think when you see that weight, and I think what you're going to see is a very similar looking and very similar functioning car, just the difference is with and without steering wheel and pedals. Now, why didn't Tesla announce the compact car? You might be wondering why Tesla didn't just come out and say it. Well, I think they're playing a long game here. By not labeling the robotaxi as a compact car, they've created the flexibility to pivot based on regulatory approval. If full autonomy takes longer than expected, they can quickly adjust and start selling this vehicle as a consumer car. It's also smart because it gives them an option without locking into a narrative. Tesla is essentially playing chess while everyone else is stuck in checkers. And if you don't believe that, look at the robotaxi versus the Waymo cars, just even the looks of them alone. There's nobody who's going to buy a Waymo for the looks, but everybody's already screaming that they want to buy the robotaxi for its looks. Now, fleet management outsourcing. The Tesla van we saw isn't just a van, it's a fleet manager's dream. Tesla's long-term plans includes outsourcing fleet management for various businesses. This opens up massive new markets because Tesla won't just be selling vans, they'll be selling customizable fleet solutions. Whether it's mobile offices, delivery vans, or even party buses, Tesla's platform will allow companies to create the perfect vehicle for their needs. This is going to disrupt multiple industries at once. Just think for a minute, what would happen if you take that van and turn it into an Amazon delivery truck, right? And that's essentially what they've done. Because if you've seen the Rivian, Amazon uses almost all Rivians here in the Phoenix area. And what you've just got there could be a very easy autonomous. Just think of that same vehicle with packages in it with a fully autonomous Tesla bot climbing out to deliver your packages. Now, monetizing the road to full autonomy, right? Tesla's genius is that they know how to monetize every step of their journey. So I guarantee you that Elon Musk has a plan of chess here. just like they're now monetizing FSD while still perfecting it, they'll monetize teleoperation and hybrid autonomy. As long as full autonomy is the goal, Tesla can generate revenue from each incremental improvement, whether it's teleoperated robots, semi-autonomous robotaxis, or fully autonomous fleets. Tesla has a revenue model for every phase of their development. This will keep them ahead of their competitors, and this is the big thing that I think that most people missed. While everyone was waiting for Tesla's to unveil its full AI, the Robotaxi, what ended up kind of stealing the show last week was Tesla's they unveiled a full AI-driven robots. Now, we've already seen teleoperated robots that multiply human capacity, so meaning one person at the control of 10 robots. But they had about 20 of these robots running around the events, and people were playing rock, paper, scissors with them. People were, asking questions. It was making drinks. And if you make drinks, you got to have a decent amount of knowledge to be able to do that. But it was able to do this, and they had about 20 of these running around, and nobody was teleoperating these. These were full, real, legit AI-driven robots. So it's not just about AI taking over the teleportation world. This AI is, I think, the big, huge thing that was the biggest thing that everybody kind of missed and was really the seal of the show was how Tesla's robots, the humanoid robots, interacted with everybody. Tesla has these human robots, and of course, again, they're collecting data, they're moving around things. And so this, I think, is really going to be the big show stealer, right? And I think this is what everybody was missing from the event, is their humanoid robots are going to be a game changer. Musk said they're going to cost less than a car, and he expects to see them continuing to contribute. Now, we already know that these are working in the Tesla factories, right? We're going to see more and more of this to come out. And Elon's been pretty tight-lipped about this, and this is kind of funny because Elon's fairly vocal about most of his stuff, but I think this is where we're going to see the game changer. Now, why did Elon unveil these at the Robotaxi event? I think it's because you could start to see almost a like Star Wars style scale, where you see the Robovan, the cyber van, filled with 20 of these humanoid robots, roll up to a site, do something, climb back in, roll back. I think it's all being worked together. I think Tesla has a big plan going on here, and I don't think all of it's been totally revealed yet. And if we know Elon Musk, he's got a lot of crazy plans going on there. So I think this is really the big hit. I think the humanoid robot is what really is going to set Tesla apart in this. Now, when you combine all three of these together, plus the fleet of millions and millions of cars out there, what you have is a massive amount of data collection. And it's been interesting because in the late teens, 2018, 2019, 2020, Elon talked a lot about this. But over the last couple of years, he's become fairly tight-lipped about what they're doing with the data. And I think this is part of their plan. I think it's part of how Elon's playing checkers while the rest of people are playing chess. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? The market definitely responded to Tesla by dropping almost 10% the day after the event. And so I think Elon also knows this, and I think this is part of his plan. I think he knows that he waited a long time to deliver this. It looks like Waymo is way ahead because they're delivered over 100,000 deliveries test rides every year in their Waymo cars. And so Tesla does have to catch up. I think Tesla will be able to dwarf that very quickly. I think this will hit Uber. I think it will hit Waymo. I think it will hit a lot of them. I think it's also going to branch out into some of the other areas that we know of, things like Uber Eats, Amazon deliveries. I think there's a lot of interesting things that can happen here. Now, what are your thoughts? I've talked about a lot of different things. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on the matter. Best compliment I can get is when you guys leave me a comment. So make sure that you like and subscribe, because here at Starter Pack, we'd love to train software developers in our licensed coding bootcamp and to build custom software solutions. Reach out because we'd love to help. Hit the links down below or check out starterpack.com today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you lots of great tutorials and tips that every developer should know. See you next time.